Hey guys, Mr. Abyss here with Life as a Shonen. If you are enjoying the content in our channel, don't forget to like our videos and go ahead and subscribe.
This video is a continuation of a video I released a long time ago. I don't know if I should apologize, but I feel weird being on here with a sleeveless shirt. I have my stuff in the wash and I don't really have anything else clean, so this is what we have to wear. So I look super cool. Now, a long time ago, I released a video that was my least 5 favorite of Class 1A and My Hero Academia. So I think it's time to go ahead and get the other part of that done. Alright, coming in at number 14, you have Mina Ashido, also known as Pinky. She stands at, born July 30th, age 16 years old currently in the manga. She stands in at 5'3", hair color pink, eye color yellow. She's one of your characters that has the, it's not deformed because she's not deformed, she looks pretty normal, but less than normal body, what you would consider a normal person. She's got pink skin, she has little antenna things. She reminds me of a bug a little bit. I liked, at one time, they called her Alien Queen. That was the first name she wanted, I believed. I liked that because you had the acid from the movies, from the Alien movies. Her quirk is an acid-based quirk, so I think that would have gone really well with her. The reason that she's ranked here at 14 for me is because she's... What you're going to notice going forward from now on is that I don't hate any of these characters. They're all pretty good to me. It's just ranking now who do I like less. And I'll admit, after a lot of things have gone down in the manga and the anime and seeing all those things happen, Bakugo wouldn't be as low on my list. He would still probably be... This is probably where he would go. I still don't like him. He's just not as shitty as he was. He finally learned a little bit of a lesson. The fight between him and Nora was good. But let's not talk about him. So, what is Mina Ashido's quirk? It is known as acid. Mina's quirk allows her to shoot out a corrosive liquid from within her body and can control the degree of solubility as well as its viscosity. If you remember in the anime or the manga, you've seen her kind of not gliding, but what would you call it? Sliding on her own acid, almost like it's slippery. That's what they mean when they're talking about that. But has shown utility as well, such as melting handholds for herself to climb with. She is also known to secrete acid from her feet in order to slide around. One of her special moves is called Acid Veil. By maximizing her acid solubility and viscosity, Mina creates a gelatinous acid wall that blocks incoming projectiles. Mina's Acid Veil was strong enough to block hardened balls, which were stronger than concrete, with ease. Her quirk is going to allow for quite a bit of growth once she can control the acidic nature of it, what it can destroy, how powerful will it be, and how much she can create. There's a lot of potential going forward. The only reason I have her ranked where she is she's a girly girl. I don't have much in common with her. I do want to see what she does going forward. She is funny. I enjoyed when they were going through her rooms. Her room was pretty, very pink, as you would expect from a hero named Pinky. As far as her stats go, her power is ranked at a C, which I can agree with that. She hasn't done really many power things. I don't even know if I would put it a C. That kind of throws off what an A would be, but hey, I'll go with it. Her speed is a B. 100% agree with that. Well, when she adds the acid to the bottom of her feet and uses it to slide, she could potentially get a lot of speed, have a lot of agility. There's just a lot of potential there. Her technique is an A. This is her mainstay strength, which I also have to agree with when she uses it in very creative ways, like using it to make handholds for herself, using the acid to block things since things can't go through the acid because they're going to be broken down. She's made many uses of it, so having an A for technique has to be pretty good. Intelligence would be an E. I would disagree with this because I think to have and develop those techniques, you would have to have a nice bit of intelligence behind yourself, but it's not my things, it's the official character book, so I just have to go with that. Cooperatives would be a B, 100% agree there. She seems down for any teamwork. I've never seen her disagree with what's going on. Maybe she has a personality type where she would sometimes stray from the plan, but I like Mina. Let's go on to number 13. At number 13, we have Koji Koda. Definitely one of our bigger characters. He is 15 years old in the current manga. Stands at about 6'1", which for 15 years old is a pretty tall kid. He is the petting hero known as Anima, which is I really enjoy that hero name. Anima just sounds really powerful when someone shows up. When Anima shows up, I feel like shit should go down. Now, if you would have had me do these videos, like when I first started watching My Hero, he probably would have been where Ojira is, at the very, very end, just because it took me forever to really even... I go and I watch and I miss a lot of things. I don't pay attention sometimes, but it took me forever to figure out what his quirk was, or like who he even was. Could he even talk? It was just, he's a quiet fellow. His voice isn't very loud. That's shown. He's had to train it quite a bit just so he can project his voice further. Now, why does he need to project his voice? Well, let's get on to what his quirk is. His quirk is known as Anavoice. His quirk gives him the ability to command and control any creature in the animal kingdom. Any creature. Well, it's interesting because humans are in the animal kingdom, so I wonder if at some point he could give suggestions to other humans. Who knows how his power will grow. But, going on. Whatever command he gives, the animal will carry this out. His ability to command and control animals extends to insects as well. However, he is unable to exert his control if they cannot hear his command. The target must also be a real animal and not merely animal-shaped. So he wouldn't be able to walk up to Tokoyami and talk to Tokoyami and control him because he has a bird head. It's not going to work like that. When he was doing his training in the forest, his technique, the thing he had to go through to make his quirk more powerful, is just screaming. Get his voice as loud as possible so more things, animals, insects can hear the commands given. I really don't know how well insects can hear, so I'm sure he's trained to do things like that. Potentially this dude could be really cool. You could roll up with some tigers, some horses, anything, any animal that's a beast. Well, come on with me. Let's go into battle together. He enters the city and thousands of birds descend upon the enemies. Unless you're a high-level power guy like an All Might or an Endeavor or Midoriya, Bakugo would fuck the animals up pretty bad. I really think you're at a disadvantage. His bugs, everything like that, can just overwhelm you by massive amounts of numbers alone. I like Koji. I want to know more about him. I hope going forward he is shown more. I know he's a quiet person, but hey, the kids are getting older. They're learning to be heroes. Hopefully his personality progresses along with that. He doesn't really have necessarily any techniques yet. It's more just how he uses the animals or how he uses the insects, so on and so forth. His stat sheet comes in with power at B. I haven't seen him display power. Maybe it's happened in an instance where I don't know of. But as one of the bigger kids in class, it's understandable for him to have more strength. Once he displays that, I think that'll take him up a whole nother level as well. Speed comes in at a 2 out of 5, which is a D, which I can understand that one again, because being a larger fellow myself growing up, speed's not necessarily the thing you kind of hang on there. But I'll forgive him. He doesn't really need it so bad. I'm sure he has high-level durability. Now, the next two come in technique and intelligence at a equal C. He hasn't done anything that has made him seem dumb, but he is very apprehensive. So in certain situations, he can act a different way than the situation calls for. Perhaps that's why his intelligence isn't at a higher level. Technique I can understand being where it's at, because while he can control the animals, he's had to take a lot of time to work on the quirk itself to get it much more powerful. What surprised me, I guess, was his cooperativeness came in at an E. He got a 1 out of 5 on that. Now, I don't know if that's from his personality type, being the kind of person who just doesn't tend to do things with people because of what his quirk is, because he is a quiet fellow. But I found that interesting. That's Koji Koda. He's number 14. Let's go ahead and check out number 13. Coming in at number 13, we have Hanta Sero. Another one that I battled on. These 3 guys in a row that I've had with Ashido, Koda, and Sero, they're almost interchangeable. I liked Sero more at the beginning than I have going forward. Not that I dislike him or anything. Obviously, he's number 13. He suffers from the thing of not having too much importance with the main story as of yet. So you haven't seen too much from him. I did enjoy when they did the episode, I'm petting my kitty. It's the only way I can keep her away. She has some innate desire, apparently, once I turn the screen on, to hop in front of it. Would you like to say hey? Watch. Is she going to come? I'll let her say hey. Hello, this is Freya. This is my calico kitty. She's the one that's always going to be jumping in front of our videos. Now, I like Sero's personality. He kind of he cracks. Stop. He cracks jokes sometimes. There was a funny instance when they were talking about Yaoyorozu's ability of how she takes the energy, the lipids that she gets from foods, blah blah blah, converts that into the items that she creates with her quirk. Sero had a funny moment. If you weren't listening, you missed it, which is I kind of like him giving his little sly comments in the background, nearly, where her ability is essentially like poop. You take what you eat, you convert it into something else. I thought that was a funny take on it. Yaoyorozu wasn't too happy with having her quirk described as pretty much shitting. So I enjoyed that. I also found it interesting when they went to his room, and it was a very, very, very Asian. I don't know, even Tsuyu said that. As far as his aesthetics go, he's pretty normal looking. Normal face, normal arm, normal legs. But because of his quirk and its ability, he has tape dispensers on each of his elbows. That's where its actual quirk is projected from. Speaking of his quirk, it is called... Oh, wait, I didn't even address his hero name or his stats. Sero Hanata's alias is known as Cellophane, which I do like that. I don't know if it was necessarily creative, but I like cellophane. It's a pretty cool name for a quirk that has to do with tape. Is cellophane even tape? What the fuck is cellophane? Isn't that plastic stuff? Whatever. Going onward towards that, he's 5'9.5". Pretty average height person, at least here in America. He's 16-year-old, currently in the manga. And his quirk is known as tape. Hanta's quirk allows him to eject, I guess it's cellophane. Cellophane tape. I guess tape's cellophane. Cellophane tape-like material from his elbows as well as retract it. It appears to be somewhat sturdier than regular tape. Somewhat being an understatement there. This is a little bit stronger than tape. His quirk allows him to wrap people up like a rope, use it to swing large distances and to get up to high places, create traps that can capture people, and he can also make both sides sticky. He's displayed the ability to fire off multiple strands of tape from his elbows at the same time, overusing his quirk, because, you know, most of these quirks come with a negative, at least at the beginning and where they are right now, not fully trained in their quirks. Overusing his quirk dries out his skin and seems to cause a certain level of pain, which would make sense. You don't want your skin cracking in the middle of battle. If you've ever had dry skin, like chapped lips or something, and your lips crack, that's painful, that's really annoying. I would hate to have that happening over my entire body. His techniques really, the way he uses his quirk really reminds me of like Spider-Man. The way you see him swinging through the city and using his string to connect the buildings is exactly how Sero tends to travel through the towns or through any obstacle courses that they may have to go through. I remember at one point in the story they had a race to see who was fast, and Sero actually ended up, I believe he actually ended up winning that, but his mobility is very high. To go along with that, I'll start going over his stats. Power-wise, 1 out of 5. I can agree with that. He doesn't really have any strength enhancements, so to speak. He would have to use momentum to achieve that strength, so it makes sense why that'd be his lowest ranking. Speed and technique, he gets a B, which is pretty darn good when you combine those things together, as well as with the A that he gets in cooperativeness. Sero would be someone that you definitely want to have on your team. His quirk has many uses. There's a lot of things you can do with it, and he's smart enough. And at his intelligence being at a C, he's smart enough to do it, but you throw him on a team with someone like Todoroki or Yaoyorozu that has a high level of intelligence, he's an A at cooperativeness, so he would be able to go along with the plan, and someone else could put his quirk to very high use. Let's go ahead and move on to number 12. Number 12? 15, 14, 13, 12. Hanta Sero is number 12. I'm getting my numbers wrong. Coming in at number 11. Number 11, I found myself extremely surprised that I even had this person this high. It is based off potential alone. It is not based off anything he's done in the story. I just think he could end up being really cool. I don't mind him. He's extremely annoying, but I come from liking One Piece. Their gags, for me, grow on you over time. So, number 11, if you haven't figured it out, is Aoyama. Yeah, I know it's weird. I don't I don't know why. I enjoy Aoyama. I like how annoying he is. I like how much people hate him when he's around. It's awesome. He's the sparkle hero, man. Shining hero. I'm sorry. I apologize. Aoyama. Now, Aoyama comes in at 16 years old in the current story. 5'6", blonde with purple eyes. His quirk is known as Navel Laser. His quirk allows him to shoot lasers out of his navel. Pretty self-explanatory. If he uses it too much, though, his stomach will apparently collapse. It's kind of like Uraraka when she uses hers. She gets that vertigo. She has to start throwing up. Aoyama gets that same stomach ache since it's linked to his navel. Okay, I didn't know this. I must have missed this. So, however, with the help of his hero costume, Aoyama is able to transfer energy to his shoulders or knees and shoot out lasers from them. Literally, everything that I like about him, honestly, is based off what I could see him be going forward. Increase the power of that laser, and this guy's a beast. I just imagine I hope that they'll have a time skip later on in the series, and I can just imagine Aoyama one day coming back fully costumed. No one even recognizes him, and there's some beast in the middle of the city attacking, destroying buildings. Aoyama just saunters up, charges up the naval laser, and just go like some city leveling laser. I would love it. And you could even do it a different way, since he can shoot lasers from other points in his body. It reminds me of an attack that Darui used in Naruto called Laser Circus, where you just have hundreds of lasers going different directions, following different paths. It's too confusing to block. If he could get high-level control over this, Aoyama's a dangerous person. What throws him off there is his personality. He's very self-centered. He's kind of cowardly. It's kind of that had to be his flaw. If you made him one of the top level guys, I think he would be overpowered compared to some of our guys. He could snipe you with afar from his laser. He could get up close, hand to hand you, then let off the laser while you're in the middle of the battle. There's a lot of things that Aoyama could do, which he hasn't done yet. They do have some of his super moves listed. You have the Art of Seduction. Yuka places his hand behind his head and fires a laser from his navel. It's not really a special move. It's just a pose he likes to do. He's kind of flamboyant. It's the pose he likes to do when he fires it. Like the laser circus I'm talking about, he does have a thing called naval laser buffet. Yuga fires successive beams not only from his navel, but from his shoulders, but also from his shoulders, which are equipped with beam openings just like his naval laser sparkle belt. As a result, this technique puts way more strain on him than usual. He's not just firing one huge laser, it's now multiple lasers coming from multiple areas. Once he can get past that, I think will be when he takes his next step forward, as well as getting a little more brave. His power comes in at a D. That's what's always thrown me off. I don't know if it's consistent how they're showing the strength of his laser. In one instance, he can destroy a high-level robot. In the next, it just kind of concussive blows you. So if that's what they're basing the power off of, I can completely understand having a D ranking for it. As far as speed, technique, and intelligence go, he's actually one of your more balanced characters from what I can see. Speed, intelligence, and technique are all a C. He does have some pretty in-depth techniques. He is a smarter guy in that he knows when the situation's not going his way. That's more of his cowardly thing. He will make his exit if he has to and hide from battle. He's done it before. But he has had a heroic moment and saved one of his classmates when people probably thought he might not do something like that. Once again, his intelligence is also a C, which kind of matches with his use of techniques and knowing when to avoid situations and also when he actually has to act. On the other hand, though, his cooperativeness is an E, which also makes sense bearing in mind that he has hidden before and shirked his responsibilities. But I like Aoyama. I enjoy his gag. I really want to see what he becomes going forward, a mainstay in the central story. Let's go ahead and look at our final choice, number 10. Kyoka Jiro. I love Jiro. I like music. I like to play music. I played piano for a while. I played guitar with my friends. how could I not like Jiro? She's the music girl. Her parents are both magicians. Her parents are both musicians. She grew up in that thing. I liked at one point she explained that she has a general knowledge on how to play just about any instrument, which I think comes from just a general musical knowledge overall. Currently, Jiro is 16 years old in the story and stands at 5'1". She has purple hair and dark purple eyes. Jiro to me is one of the cuter characters. I do enjoy her. She had a moment in the story, it's goddamn Minetta's fault, but Minetta was peeking into the girls' locker room. Jiro's earphone jack slipped through the hole, poked him in the eye to stop him, but she got really upset that Minetta actually commented on everyone's body except for her, which was interesting, a very interesting look at her characters, and I kind of felt bad for her. It was like, yes, I'm bothered that you're in here looking at me, but I want to be recognized as cute as well, which I can understand that. It made her really, really human. It was a moment that made her really human, where you really realize it's just a teenage girl growing up, hormones, body growth, all of that stuff that goes with being a high school student. When they showed her room in the little aside where they were going through everybody's room, I think her room was the coolest. It was a room which you want to go hang out in. I want to go in there. I'll chill with you, Jiro. She had a guitar, she had drums, she had just about everything you would have to have a jam session, which is really cool. I like her based on personality more than quirk, even though her quirk is very cool. Speaking of quirk, I didn't even give her hero name. By the way, her hero name is the same name as her quirk, which I think is fine. It's a pretty cool quirk name. It is known as Earphone Jack. Her quirk allows her to plug the jacks that hang from her ears into all sorts of things and channel her sound into them. The vibrations cause havoc inside the plugged objects. Her quirk also allows her to hear extremely well. She can also plug the jacks into the boots of her costume, which have speakers that allow her to shoot sound in a specific direction. Think the teacher that can scream and have his voice projected through that. It's almost the same thing as that. There is even a moment where she tries to match his output, which is pretty cool. She'll eventually be very powerful. She can use her earphone jacks to catch sounds, giving her the ability to hear across even extremely thick walls. She can use them like whips in combat, stretching up to 6 meters, and the sound radius is approximately 12 meters. She can use her jacks as extremely long-range whips, having enough strength to shatter rocks. To me, she's one of those characters with high-level potential. If you can tweak her ability to use the quirk to make every aspect of it more and more powerful, she's going to be an asset. She can spy, she can attack, she can close combat, she can get distance combat. There's not too much that Jiro can't do. That's why I love her. She's one of my favorite females. I'm actually surprised she's lower on the list than I thought she would have been. But, coming in at number 10 really isn't that low. You'll see going forward from here that even more so, I don't even dislike in the slightest any of the top 10. I love them all. It's how much do I love this person compared to that person. That's it for us today, guys. Hopefully, the interim between this video and the next video will not be like the many, many moons that it was this time. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm going to put some deep thought into the next 5 characters. I think I'll be going a little more in depth with these guys because I do know them better because they're the characters that I love the most. So we'll catch you next time. Have a good day.